To apologize to you that many of our brothers and sisters in Trinidad and Tobago do not and did not know of kings and queens and empires of Africa. Those who invaded and claimed to own Africa from the 13th, 14th, 15th century, they told us the story. But as the African proverb says, until this lion learns to write, the story of the hunt will be that of the hunter. Today, the story of the hunted can be told. African royalty visiting by direct communication from Ghana to the Caribbean, to Trinidad and Tobago. This history is long, it's painful, but it's also a story of resilience, of a strong people. It was Trinidad and Tobago's sons who encouraged the thought and the backbone of Kwame Nkrumah to stand up to the British and impress upon himself, the people of Ghana and the British, that colonialism wasn't our permanent portion, that Ghanaian independence was possible, and that Ghanaian people could run a country. Trinidad and Tobago saw Ghanaian independence when the Gold Coast, as it was called by the colonial masters, became Ghana. I was in primary school then, and I remember the excitement of reading the big posters, these famous colors. Gold Coast becomes Ghana. And Ghanaian independence, following up on the Indian independence, started a wave of change that eventually reached Trinidad and Tobago in 1960. And we have been in charge of these islands since then. And it took that long for Her Majesty from Kumasi, the Ashanti people, many of whom have blood relatives in these islands. I must tell you, Her Majesty, on my first visit and my other visit to Ghana, there were moments when I lost my presence and felt that I was in Port of Spain, because the people walking in the streets looked so much like the people in Port of Spain that there were times when I had to remind myself that I was in Ghana. I trust that this is not going to be your last visit and that you will come as often as you would like, and that we would have shortened the distance and lowered the barrier of the Atlantic Ocean, and that in our business, our culture, our diplomacy, that we will grow together from here on in. Africa, African people have come to the Caribbean to meet your brothers and sisters. Welcome home.
Touching my heart.
Sure.
Let me say thank you for the invitation that you extended to me to come and visit and to be with my people.
Sure.
We have been received very well and been made to feel that we are home here. But we come with emotions where during the 15th century, our people were brought out through no fault of theirs to these islands.
Sure.
And then subjugated to this type of inhuman treatment that we ourselves have not had answers to that.
Sure.
But then again, there was this emancipation that was declared that slavery and slave trade has been abolished. And then continuing from there, in 1881, my own grand-uncle's son was also brought here,
Sure.
Trinidad, Kofinti, who, after the 1874 wars, the Ghana-Wesley's War, he had been taken to England to be wizened, supposedly. And that
Sure.
we were primitive, and therefore he has to be taken out to be wizened, even though we lived in our own way, our own environment, and then we're happy with that.
Sure.
And then after that, he was brought to Trinidad. So history tells me that Ghana and Trinidad has always had a linkage from there. Because why Trinidad? They could have taken him to different islands, but they brought him to Trinidad. The excuse was that the weather was similar to Ghana
Sure.
at the time. And his brother who was taken had died of tuberculosis in London, and therefore let's take him to Trinidad. So it was a message to us that Trinidad and Ghana are the same.
Sure.
And after that, we've had George Padmore and others also. Like you said, having known Kwame Nkrumah from Lincoln University and all that, I haven't studied, and then helped him also with the Pan-Africanism to be able to lead Ghana into independence. From there on, we are here now.
Sure.
Your visit to Ghana in 2020, during the celebration of Ghana's independence, was something that reminded us that we have some brothers also somewhere. That because you came to Kumasi, we hosted you in Kumasi, we had the opportunity. You felt not as a prime minister, but you felt like you were in your father's home.
Sure.
At the palace. And that is how the relationship of Trinidad and Tobago with me and the kingdom was aroused for us to realize that no matter what, our citizens are also there. So when the invitation came for me to visit, COVID stopped it. But COVID has not been able to stop it because we are here today.
Sure.
And we're here to assure our brothers and sisters in Trinidad and Tobago that not only is Emancipation celebration that is bringing us here, but we have come to affirm the brotherliness, the sisterliness of the two countries, and also to see how best we can collaborate in relation to development, the South-South cooperation, to be able to see how best the two of us, this country and Ghana, can collaborate. I believe strongly that we have to have that collaboration. I know at your level, at the political level, you've signed some agreements, but I don't want that to be shoved into the shelf, because that's what happens.
Sure.
But I come here not as a politician, but as the king of Ashanti, who has a blood relation with my people, and I seek their welfare on the welfare of Trinidad. So I'm here for us to look at various ways using this visit to also assure my people here that after emancipation, what next?
Sure.
What next? We cannot continue to go out and blame the people who enslaved us. They've given us the freedom. But I still feel that my people have problems here. So after emancipation, what next?
Yo.
I've come to assure them that, look, we still can do better for ourselves. We should make sure that the independence that we have, we would take the opportunity to develop ourselves in a way that it will enhance to the development of our destiny and our nature.
Yo.
So I'm here, Your Excellency, at your invitation. I'm here because I'm here to be with my people. I'm here also for us to collaborate to see how best we can mutually build our countries together.
Yo.
That is why I'm here, and I thank you very much for this invitation.
Yo. Yo.
I'm particularly pleased that it will be a demonstration of the tradition long known about Africa, among Africans who have built the continent before it was deemed to be a dark place, that wisdom lies not only with one person, but that wisdom is dispersed. But it takes a coming together. We will share with you our steel pan music. And as the president probably would have told you, before I came to Ghana, he had been to Trinidad to a number of carnivals. I don't know if he came officially or unofficially, but he had been here about 2 or 3 times.
So he was here in 75.
Yes. So when he came here on his official visit, he was not a stranger. And I trust that as we build these links, that many of you will find a place in the scheme of things that we look forward to. And your young people and our young people will find their long-lost connections. And in today's world, that kind of relationship is valuable. In the area of international diplomacy, the Caribbean, of which Trinidad and Tobago is an integral part of CARICOM, will play a leadership role in CARICOM. In recent years, we have been relying more and more on a collaboration with the African components. So now we have African, Caribbean, Pacific arrangements, and then we now have African, Caribbean arrangement. Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica. We have made special efforts to reach out to our people in Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, South Africa, and it makes us stronger in a hostile world. We support each other on international business in terms of getting people into position where decision making is. And Ghana is a great gateway for us all into Africa. We do not have at this time businesses with Burkina Faso and Mali and Togo. We had Cote d'Ivoire is a good cocoa producer, as you may know. The Trinidad and Tobago, the university which you will speak at on Thursday, became a university of the West Indies on a foundation of what used to be the Imperial College of Tropical Agriculture. It was a major research station for cocoa, and it's probably still the world's best cocoa research center with a gene pool that is still protected. And so therefore, there's this similarity. And our cocoa production here, it has fallen considerably by volume, but in terms of quality, Trinidad and Tobago produces the highest quality cocoa in the world, and it's used for blending other cocoa. So there's a lot that we can share in this whole business of the defense and protection of the cocoa business. And of course, you know, the university itself can benefit. You are bigger in size and maybe longer in some experience, but we are also, even though we're smaller in size, we do carry some valuable experience in matters of that nature. And we look forward to having our technical people alongside yours so that we can benefit from what has been our legacy here in Trinidad and Tobago.
That sounds good, very, beneficial to us because of the South-South cooperation. You know, if we make it a deliberate policy to cooperate on the South-South relationship, that to me, instead of going to Europe, why don't we, those of us down here, also trade, because our economies are intertwined. And the collaboration in relation to education, for example, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, he is the vice chancellor, the chairman of council there. We have various departments, agricultural department, and then we can collaborate with your university here. Exchange of students even would be something that we can do by bringing students from there to, and then bring your students also there, so that we can share ideas together and learn together and collaborate together. To me, that's the best way. Agriculture is the mainstay of any economy. Here you have petroleum and all that, but I don't think that's the economy. Ghana, the same thing. Agriculture is the mainstay, and those are areas that we need to be very serious about and collaborate in terms of how we can produce more food. And then also, if you have food and then you can export and then you do the processing, that's what your economy stands for. Your cocoa and my cocoa, I believe strongly that we have to test it to see which one is the most quality. But my cocoa might beat Trinidadian cocoa, but yours also will beat me, but I'll test it to see. But that is an area that we can collaborate very, very well, because cocoa is also the mainstay of Ghana's economy. And therefore, if we look at the research, and then we can collaborate with this university in relation to research into cocoa production, and it will inure to the benefit of our countries together. And all that. So, Your Excellency, I look forward after this visit for us to have a team together to move forward and then have collaborate on these, and so that we can have a technical report in relation to the way forward that we both of us are going to work on.
One better, I'll give you a stool. You see, as you may know, the tool is used as an object for pressing your body on, as a chair. That's done, and this is traditionally carved with local ornament, local materials, and local knives, and from solid wood. And it's made of a special we call sese, which does not need any preservation hereafter for umpteen years to come to still be what it is today. And simultaneously, this tool is also a symbol of authority and power of the king, and is referred to as the king who sits on the golden stool. All the power and the authority derived from golden stool. This is not the golden stool anyway. It's a wooden stool. So, in leaving this with you as a memento for our visit, and with the Queen's crest embossed on it, it will serve as the first visit of the King, and we hope that it will be the first in a series of geometric progression of visits, which will follow hereafter, and which visits will inure to the benefit of Africa and the Caribbean and the African-Caribbean relationship. On this note, Excellency, I have the honor and privilege to present to you this tool from Kenya. And another memorabilia to mark the King's visit. This is King in third-dimensional regalia. Yeah, it's my pleasure. And Excellency, to be released on our part.
For your dear wife who came to visit me.
If you do not,
this is not for anyone to see, but take it to her.
If you do not honor your better half on this visit, there's female equality over, and that is why we came along by pre-mothers. So this is for her, and it has to be opened only by her, and not even by you, sir.
You came to visit me, and therefore that's for her. It's not for you.